It's now time to change to our main course project, because that will be a way bigger app that actually implements all the navigation concepts I want to show you. And for later modules, it also allows me to add all these cool features like accessing the device camera and so on, which I want to show you. So what are we going to build? Well, you saw it in the first course module already. We're going to build that place booking app here, where people can offer their places and you can book other places. A little bit like Airbnb Lite, you could say. Therefore, we'll have a couple of different pages. We definitely need a page where people can find places. Now, what can we see on that page? We can see that we'll have a toolbar with a side menu, and we'll also use tabs navigation here, where one tab is obviously the tab for finding places. On the page, we then have, let's say, a featured place and then a list of all the other places you could rent. And at the top, I want to have a toggle where you can basically toggle between all places, which includes the ones you offered, and bookable places, which only includes the ones that, well, are not offered by you, which are bookable indeed. Now, this is one thing. When you tap on a place, let's say place 2 here, we'll be taken to the place detail page, which is now still on the same stack of pages here, just pushed on top of it, so to say. And there we see the image, and we can see title, maybe a short description, whatever we want. And we'll have a button that allows us to book that place, which will actually open a booking modal. And the modal is basically an overlay, not pushed on top of the page stack, but instead simply a visual overlay on the current page. And you'll learn how to open such a modal in this module as well. Then, thereafter, we'll not just have the places area where we can view and book places, we'll also be able to offer places, and that will be our other tab. So in the tab navigation at the bottom, one tab is for viewing places we can book or we want to book, and the other tab is for offering our own places. There we'll also have that top bar where we can bring in a side drawer, and we'll have basically a add new place icon, which we can tap to get into the mode of adding a new place. More on that later. If we tap one of the places we offered here, we'll see the offer details. So again, that is then pushed on top of that stack of pages, where we can see who booked our places, or we see basically the bookings for this place we offered. Now, that's not all. On that offer page, as I mentioned, we can press that plus button, and that will take us to the new offer page. By the way, we'll also implement ways of editing existing offers, so existing places we're offering. And when we're talking about bookings, which we can go to from the side menu, there we'll have a link to go to the Our Bookings page, where we now don't see the bookings of places we offered, but bookings we made for other places. On that page, we'll also be able to swipe our bookings to remove them. And last but not least, we'll also have an authentication screen, which is basically controlled with a guard, whether we see that or the other screens, which we see if we're not logged in, where we then have to log in first to go to all the other pages. That is the rough setup. Now, we'll not add all the functionality in this module, otherwise this module would take like 15 hours or something like that. We'll add all these different pages, and we'll add the navigation concepts to go around. The content on the pages will then be added step by step with the other modules, where we will learn things like fetching user input, accessing the device camera, loading data in different formats, working with a backend server, and so on. So let's now start with setting up the project and with actually creating our page structure and adding the different types of navigation.